Good evening, my name's Alex Campbell.
And I'm Mark Palmer.
And you're watching two drunk Aussies discuss... What's the title of
The
this?
future of Star Wars.
Yeah! So Jon
Favreau?
Yeah, who I guess his claim to fame is he directed first two Iron Man movies.
Did he?
Yeah. He was
in The Sopranos.
Yeah, he played himself in Sopranos. When Christopher... He's in that chef movie too.
Yeah, I love that movie. That's how I know him.
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
It's good. If you're,
I work in the hospitality industry, so I should have seen it. But
seen Waiting with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
That's good.
The testicles one.
Yeah, the testicles one.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's directing a live-action Star Wars television series called Mandalorian about a lone gunman who is a Mandalorian.
Which is clearly Boba Fett.
I don't think it is. I released pictures and stuff. It's not Boba Fett. It's I got his name here. Pedro Pascal, who played Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones. He's playing the main antagonist.
Okay, I don't mind that. He's pretty cool. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's
he was
great.
in Narcos too.
Yeah. So you're a big fan of those Old Republic games, right?
Massive.
And in them, the Mandalorians die out. They're not canon anymore.
No, but I am a massive fan of the Old Republic, which technically isn't canon, but...
Does that hurt?
This movie... No. There's so much better shit in the extended universe that they made.
The Disney canon. Was just like, delete.
But the stupid things, they're making certain things from it canon now.
Yeah.
But this isn't going to be based back in the Old Republic. Though.
No.
These are the Mandalorians that came in the Clone Wars, which I think is ridiculous. Because originally in the Old Republic there was this massive war. Okay, this is going to go away for too long.
No. Keep it going. We can do this. This is the show.
Okay. So basically back there was 4,000 years before the movies, there was a war called the Mandalorian War, where this race of Mandalorians, basically like the Spartans of human history, who just love warfare and fighting a worthy opponent, decided to take on the Republic.
Yeah.
And they were just taking over. There was no real backlash against them because the Jedi Council refused to take a part in the role. So the Mandalorians were just taking over. So someone named Revan, that's his name he gets later, you don't know his name early on. But he decides to lead a bunch of Jedi who don't want to stand by and watch anymore to take on the Mandalorians against the wishes of the Council. Which the Council obviously didn't like, and they defeated the Mandalorians, and Revan actually defeated Mandalore the Ultimate, which is their leader, on a planet, and at the same time activated a device which basically turned the gravity of that planet into a weapon which crushed the lives of all the Jedi and all the Mandalorians on the planet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know maybe.
And then Revan came back and was officially a Sith Lord and basically enslaved the Republic.
Yeah.
Because he obviously fell to the dark side after all that shit happened.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
Since then, after even, say, 20 years after that happened, the Mandalorians were mere mercenaries in the galaxy. They had no real purpose or anything. There was one guy, Canderous Ordo, who tried to become the new Mandalore, and nothing really came of it.
So, but they're supposed to be... They come back in the Clone Wars, I don't know.
They came back, technically, before the movies began, because Count Dooku fought off the last of the Mandalorians, killed them all, and Jango Fett was the very last Mandalorian.
So he
was so skilled.
Okay, so he was meant to be the last Mandalorian, and then I haven't watched the Clone Wars, but to some degree they come back in that. I remember seeing promos and trailers where it had Mandalorian armor, and you were like, "What the fuck is going on? They're supposed to be dead."
I wasn't very happy.
No,
but no, I didn't watch it either. I know there's good scenes, but there was so much shit in between.
I don't know. Well, people rave about it, but people rave about a lot of fucking garbage.
They rave about Discovery.
Some people, a lot of people seem to not like it. But yeah, I tried to. This was years ago. My daughter was born, and now all of a sudden you have to watch fucking kids television, which is fucking grueling and grinding and horrifying. Some people like it. Some people we know, who won't go mentioned, Joe, enjoy watching children's television, but it makes me angry. It's like listening to modern pop. It makes me angry.
Yeah, I'm the same with. I can get a few like Pixar movies. I can look past like Toy Story and stuff like that. They're good.
There are some good kids movies out there. But yeah, so I was given a bunch of Clone Wars DVDs, and I was like, all right, well, I can put them on, and then I can kind of enjoy it, and she can kind of enjoy it. She didn't give a fuck, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, I guess halfway through season 1. So I have like the first 4 seasons that have been in my DVD shelf for like 6 years, and I haven't watched it, and I have no intention of watching it.
Yeah, I got the first 2, which I haven't watched. I tried it again.
We both have, and I haven't watched it.
I tried again to watch it on Netflix, because they have them all on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I got halfway through the first episode. Because once again, Jenny didn't give a fuck, so I had no reason to actually keep watching it.
There be some Bombat Clankins coming this way.
Yeah, what? Bombat Clankins?
Right there.
Where?
There. No.
Which is a shame, because I know that once you get really deep into it, there's some really cool scenes.
That's what people say.
Oh, well, Tim's a massive fan, so he explains all some of the cool shit.
Yeah, your brother.
But, like, I mean, that's all canon.
Yeah, that's all canon.
Like Darth Maul coming back in it and shit, that's all
Yeah, well, yeah, he's in Solo.
He's straight up in the movies now,
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, the actor choice for the main antagonist in this show is good. There's like a one shot from the set that they released of this guy, which I'll have in here now. I mean, it could be good.
Yeah, no, I mean, if they do it right, it could be good. I mean, I'm going to try and think, this is the new canon, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try and, I'm going to with open ideals, even though I'm so obsessed with the Old Republic. I got to try and...
Maybe they should write me out. Let go, move on. I mean, I like television as a formula far more than movies. Like spending, fucking 7 seasons with Tony Soprano, like the development and depth and nuance of that character is far more than they could do with anyone on film. So, I
There's
don't
not
know.
enough time to film.
No, you get 2 hours with a character and then they're gone. I don't know, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, I guess.
I will be looking
I'll
forward...
wait for a trailer and then I'll be like...
I'll be looking forward to it if it's not a kids series. If they can add a little bit of mature content, it doesn't have to be.
No, I don't think it is a kids thing. It's live action. I think it's like.
I can deal with young, like teenage audience.
Yeah.
Because that's a little bit they can deal with. It doesn't have to be full on slitting some throats and shit like that. But I wouldn't mind a bit of that.
Yeah, well, they should give Tarantino a Star Wars movie, R-rated. Say the N-word and like blow people's heads off and rape.
I know it's Disney and everything, but I just think they really need to give the mature audience a chance.
Well, the fan base, a lot of them are like in their 30s and 40s now. They've grown up with the franchise. And they're trying to get a new audience, but I guess they've been successful to some degree.
But they have this massive following.
Which I feel like is the main base for the audience. The people who grew up with the movies, 10 years ago, and then adjacent to that, 20 years ago with the original series.
And then, like...
Original trilogy.
By all means, have the kids' movies shit. Have the kids' TV series. That's like...
Well, the idea of the spin-off movies, right, was we're going to do the Skywalker trilogy, which is what the new trilogy's called? I didn't realise that till I started.
Which new trilogy?
It's like the Ray, Poe, Finn one. It's called the Skywalker trilogy.
Is that, what, the Ryan Johnson one?
No, like the Ryan JJ one. Like the Force Awakens
It's called the Skywalker trilogy.
Yeah.
Because, the other two definitely weren't Skywalker trilogies.
Well, yeah, I don't know why.
It's got fuck all to do with any Skywalkers. I mean, Kylo, is a solo.
I don't know, man.
And Luke's dead.
I don't know.
And he wasn't even in the first movie for more than 2 seconds.
I might be wrong on this.
No, you're probably right, 'cause I've heard that name before.
Well, yeah, they were saying the Skywalker trilogy, like, in relation to that trilogy. I'm like, why is that called the Skywalker trilogy?
Well, it was the prequel. No, I just would have called it the sequel trilogy. It was the prequels, the original trilogy, then the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, that's what we've been calling it up until this point, apparently.
That's what she be called.
Yeah.
Hashtag sequel trilogy.
So yeah, the idea of the spin-off movies was like they were going to do random stuff. Like Rogue One was going to be a gritty like war movie set in Star Wars universe. Yeah, that didn't happen. They got scared and worried and cut the guts out of it and re-edited it and refilmed it before they released it, and it felt like a hack job. And then
Solo.
Yeah, well, they did the same thing with
Let's
Solo.
just pull that back again and let's just edit that and take out all the dark and gritty.
Yeah, so they fucking lied to me, basically.
And because of that, they just gave up on these, which I personally don't agree with. I think they could still do some really great spin-off films, just don't stick so closely and don't play it so safe, because you have enough money to make something beautiful.
Well, we want them to do something different and unique that we haven't seen.
But you don't want it to be too different and unique.
Well, we don't want it to be Rian Johnson subverting expectations.
No.
So Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, has actually officially come out now and said that the spin-off movies are being slowed down. The whole thing's being slowed down.
Cancelled, they just slowed down.
Yeah, so James Mangold, who wrote and directed Logan, which I thought was really good, who was going to do Boba Fett's not doing Boba Fett now, and everything else is kind of like on the back burner. Nothing's been confirmed about Obi-Wan, no other announcements.
Obi-Wan was never an official thing anyway.
No, it wasn't. So, I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks. Like, you look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, all those superhero movies. You haven't watched them, eh? You're like, what, the only person in the Western universe who hasn't watched them.
I've watched all the X-Men movies.
Yeah, I can dig it.
I just, the Infinity, like, all the, I just never really got that into Captain America or the Hulk or any of those.
Fair enough. I mean, it's alright. Jasper equates them to, like, kids' movies, which is fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I probably will watch them if my kids happen to get into superhero movies, but I'm not going out of my way. Just not my thing.
They, as far as movies go, like, they're well executed movies. And they bring out, like, 2 movies a year. And they have mass fan base. And no one gets bored or...
Yeah, no one's getting tired.
Fatigued.
Yeah, fatigue.
Fan fatigue. No one's getting fatigued by the Marvel Cinematic
That's because they're releasing good movies.
Yeah, well... The excuse that they said was, oh, it's fan fatigue. It's like, no, it's not. I could watch a Star Wars movie a year if it was good.
In fact, I watch Star Wars movies multiple times a year.
Yeah, like they could do 2 maybe a year and it'd be good and I'd be engaged, but they're not making good movies and I'm not engaged.
It's because it's Disney. No, Disney has Marvel now too.
Yeah, well they're doing... Well, it's because Kathleen Kennedy, I think, because they have, what's the guy doing the Marvel movies? It escapes me.
Marvel.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's his name?
Kevin Feige. They have Kevin Feige who is like doing the Marvel movies. So Disney owns these things and they let people do them. Yeah. And I don't know if Kathleen Kennedy's making the decisions for what movies to make. But something's going wrong with Star Wars.
Yes.
Well, no, I think she like hired Rian Johnson and she approved the Rian Johnson trilogy.
To be fair, though, I think that was approved before The Last Jedi came out. How terrible it was.
It definitely was approved before.
And I think they're finally at the point where they're not blaming the fans for that anymore.
Well, no, yeah, Bob Iger, the CEO, has come out and said we're slowing down these fucking movies. We need to rethink what we're doing here.
Clearly, we're fucking this up.
Somehow we got given the golden goose and we fucking strangled it to death.
Yeah, it's like clinging on with life support. You just handing this to J.J. Abrams. It's like this. It's basically it's like grabbing this perfect laptop, right? And you smash it on the floor, and you're picking up all the pieces and you're handing it to J.J. Abrams. And you're like, "Do you think you can fix it, mate?" And JJ's just like,
That's a good analogy there.
I thought it was good.
Or a simile, or a metaphor.
Speaking of the new episode 9, have you heard anything about that?
The only news I managed to scrounge up on it, which I don't believe is official, it's just like hearsay or rumour, is that Kylo Ren's not going to be the main antagonist.
Yeah, that's
and the Knights of Ren are going to come out of deep space and they're going to be the main villains, which I think sounds amazing.
I think he was the leader of the Knights of Ren.
Well, I think he was, but I think something's happened.
Right,
and now they're coming out of wherever they've been, whatever they've been doing, and they are the main enemies.
Yeah,
so Rey and Kylo are going to have to like team up or something.
I'm okay.
That sounds really good.
That goes good. I'm okay with that because...
That actually sounds like a workable concept.
I mean, I'm sure that whatever Rian Johnson's doing with that was originally what Snoke was supposed to do.
Yeah.
He's had to throw someone else in there because he already had plans for a story.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Rey Kylo conflict isn't that interesting to me anymore.
Their conflict, but I mean, their bond is interesting to me.
Yeah, their relationship is interesting, but I don't think them going head to head is satisfying.
No, I'll put it this way. I don't want to see it. Like, I don't, not that I don't, oh my god,
I'm
I
just-
can't fight, but I don't care.
I'm just not invested. Like if they had a lightsaber battle and he killed her or she killed him, I'd be
I
like,
would care a little more if she killed him, to be honest.
yeah. But like I like the idea of it's just like it's something different.
They have to work together. And maybe if we're lucky, there's a few years in between it.
I think that I hope.
No, it's going to be straight after, eh?
Fuck you. So yeah, that sounds good, and by all means, I hope that it's a good movie. I don't want this to be shit.
No, I've never.
I didn't relish the fact
shit.
that I didn't enjoy the
I
last
wasn't
Jedi.
like, we didn't go into that thinking, oh, I can't wait to watch this. Plus,
We went on opening night, gold class for you American people, which is like fancy movies with beers and nachos.
paid for opening night
A midnight screening. We didn't dress up. I mean, we were there like, yes!
early.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah, drinking and having a great time.
Came out of it like,
Oh my god.
what was that? Blood.
We shouldn't cut to see his funny doings where he's like, disgusting.
I will.
Yeah.
If you're not subscribed to Friendly Geordies, subscribe to his channel now. He's a god among men.
But yeah, no, we wanted that because I enjoyed the Force Awakens. I watched that movie like 7 times in cinemas.
I've seen it 7 times.
No, you saw it once more than me. You saw it 8 times.
What is it?
No, I saw it 6 times.
No, I've seen it 7.
So I saw it 6 times. So I'm not saw it 1 less
I'm
than.
kind of embarrassed to admit that now.
I wasn't when it came out because
Neither was I.
I actually watched it again recently. It's still pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a very safe movie, but
I'll definitely do a review of that. I don't know whether we'll do it soonish or maybe do it right before episode 9 comes out.
yeah.
We'll definitely review that at some point.
But I was actually excited, and I remember the absolute disappointment in the first 5 minutes.
It's like
Because
if your wife's pregnant, she goes through the thing, thinking of being a new dad and all this new adventures of rearing a child, and the baby's dead when it's born. That's what it's like.
So The Last Jedi's a stillborn child.
The Last Jedi is stillborn. maybe not as good as your laptop analogy. maybe a bit too dark.
It's pretty brutal. I'm not going to say I hated it. Not like I did last Jedi.
So the last bit of news is that David Benioff and B.D. Weiss, the creators and showrunners and writers of Game of Thrones, have been given a trilogy. Now...
Why are they giving out trilogies and not single movies for the moment?
I don't know. Well, yeah. Normally what you do back in the day is you'd make a movie, and if the fans responded to it and liked it, and if it made money, then you'd make another movie, and if the fans liked it...
Because they do announce trilogies.
Now they're just giving out trilogies to people. You can have 3 movies, you can have 3 movies.
Everybody gets a trilogy!
So I have mixed feelings about them. Obviously, like the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones were amazing. I feel like they were really good at adapting the books. The way they compressed them and wrote them.
Though.
They're not. So yeah, my thing is when they started doing their own thing, they seemed to like just forget character motivations and who characters were. Like they're characters they didn't know what to do with, like Tyrion. Like Tyrion's not doing anything now. Brienne.
That's very true. But at the same time, George R. R. Martin has such a brilliant writing style. His characters in his brain are perfectly executed. It would be ridiculously difficult to emulate that. If they're going into a trilogy in which they get to create the characters, they get to create everything about it.
Maybe.
Provided that they don't take it from shit that already exists, it could be okay.
One of them, I don't know which one, wrote X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is a piece of crap. I haven't seen anything else that they've done apart from Game of Thrones and X-Men Origins Wolverine.
I mean, if you look at X-Men Origins Wolverine and then the later seasons of Game of Thrones, where they had full writing control.
So I mean, there might be a good movie out there that one of them wrote. I don't know if they're good writers, that's the thing. I know that they were really good at adapting the book.
That's a whole different beast.
It is. They're writing... I guess they're writing... Well, they'd be part writing the scripts, I guess. They're not directing. They're not directors. Yeah, they're not directors. They're writing these scripts.
Weren't they just saying how they were sick of having to do Game of Thrones and it was taking so long and blah, 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 and yet now they're signing on to a trilogy of Star Wars?
Well, from what I picked up from the interviews and stuff, they felt trapped, like they were locked into this decade long like thing. They started creating this beast and started rolling and moving, and it's like being trapped and can't get out, and like it just felt like they started rushing it and pushing through.
Which is exactly what's shown on the screen too.
Yeah, so that's what I feel like they started feeling like, and now they're committing to like another 10 years because
because there's not a year in between if they're smart.
No, well then it'll take like a year, 2 years before the first movie, pre-production and stuff. I don't know.
I'm cautious about that, but then again, I feel like Disney's just going, wait a second, you know how to make movies? Here you go, you know what I mean? They're not giving anyone else a chance. They're taking these people like, oh wow, Game of Thrones is really popular. Here's a trilogy.
Yeah.
You guys are just finishing up with that right on time because we need you to save us. Here's another piece of that laptop.
So yeah, I guess we're in this like perplexed moment where we don't know whether any of this is going to be good. But we obviously love Star Wars and Force Awakens was good.
Well, although one thing I did hear positive about this is that it may be set in the Old Republic.
Yeah.
I did read up about they said it might be based in the Old Republic.
Well, they could adapt like the story from those games that you were just
I feel like
about.
if they do want to adapt a series of the Old Republic, what they have to do is not employ Revan as a character, unless it's a character that has very limited space time. Because spoilers, in the first Knights of the Old Republic game, your main character ends up being Revan. Just the Jedi have erased your mind and trained you to be Jedi to fight the Old Apprentice.
Yeah. Okay.
So every single person who has played those games has kind of a part of their own personality viewed on Revan. So any on-screen characterization of him is gonna. Yeah.
So they need to make a new main character.
He could be like the general guy who maybe you see one or two moments in the distance, and your guys likes what he's doing or something. If it's in the Mandalorian Wars, I would love to see a movie based on the Mandalorian Wars. That would be sick.
Just use like the setting, the events, and then write new characters.
Yeah, well, there was so many Jedi, so many everything involved, you know.
Well, I think like there are a lot of like good like books and stuff out there in the extended universe, which they could adapt. Just adapt something. Don't write anything original.
Just adapt something. Take the idea.
Yeah, just rewrite it and compress it into a movie. Don't try and write anything original.
They could even do something about Darth Bane as well.
Yeah.
He was the one who brought back the rule of two after so many years.
Yeah.
Darth Revan was the one who invented the rule of two, which is what Darth Sidious is supposed to.
I want to see something different, like completely set, like with the Sips. They have a story.
God, this looks more realistic than real life.
Sorry about that. Filled up the memory card and it died. So in conclusion, I feel like we're optimistic, but
worried.
Yeah, optimistic but worried just because of how the trajectory of the films have been going. But we will see. Thank you for watching. Really help out if you could like, subscribe, and in the comments. Patreon. I don't know.
You don't even have a Patreon.
I feel like there's a point
actually making one.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna make one now. I have like 68 subscribers. But you know, I feel obligated to say that stupid thing at the end. Maybe I should just stop saying it. People say, I feel like I should like and subscribe and Patreon. That's why I fuzz through it because I feel obligated like I should say it.
You could force.
But if I don't want to say it, I don't have to say it.
You could force your guest speakers to say it at knife point.
Say it, Mark.
Or pipe point. Please like and subscribe.
Or I'll fucking neck Mark with this pipe.